Hey, I'm Nick Ferrari, born and raised here in Linden, California, fourth generation farmer. And this was what I grew up with. In the back shop, we had an old World War II era mechanic. He would stay in the area here, service a few growers, and he took a liking to my dad. My dad was my age back then and starting off on his own, and had a lot of beat up old equipment, and we were always working on something, and I took an interest to that, you know, being around equipment. I just loved it. And so as soon as I get home from school, I'd zip over here and be in the shop. They'd have a tractor split apart and, you know, fetching wrenches for them and things like that. That's kind of where it all started for me. Going to a non-ag school wasn't really, I wanted to go to ag school, but my dad pushed me. He says, hey, go learn something else. You get that done, then you can come back. Well, truth be told, I didn't go to school for ag. I went to Santa Clara University, studied finance, and but it's just keeping your eyes open. You know, you got to be attentive to things going on out in the field, and instead of, you know, sending an employee out to go do something, it's sitting your own butt in the tractor, and then you could see what's going on yourself out in the field and catch a problem quicker. You know, you don't know those things unless you're out there yourself. You know, Linden in particular, there's a lot of Italian immigrants here. A lot of them. Cherries and walnuts seems to be the mix here the most. I mean, there used to be a lot more row crops out here, but as labor's been harder and harder to get, those things have kind of gone away. That's my biggest fear in the years to come here is labor. I've seen it hard out in the fields when I was working with Chincholo. The last few years, it's been tough. Less and less people, and you know, you'd even see situations where you'd have a couple cherry fields across the street from one another and different contractors working there, and one contractor shout out, hey, I'm paying a couple bucks more over here, and you'd hear stories of guys dropping what they're doing and going across the street to pick for someone else for a couple bucks more. It's kind of scary. So the only thing you can really do is just try to be a better farmer, because if you have a good crop set, you're more likely to get the labor. The people don't want to pick, you know, a tree with just a handful of cherries. They want a tree that's roped on and they can make money picking them. I think the future, you're definitely going to have to consider a more pedestrian orchard, you know, without the ladders and things like that. I mean, I think that's definitely the way of the future, is packing the trees in tighter, similarly to what we've done with the walnuts. You know, the old way when I was a kid, my dad was ripping trees out. They were 48 by 48 feet apart. Big, beautiful tree, but no fruit. So I think packing them in tighter is the way to go, or it would be the way of the future probably. Farming's a risk in any event. We're kind of like gamblers. You never know what the weather's going to bring you. You never know what your crop set's going to be. But it's don't be afraid to make a risk. You know, do what you want to do. Do what you like to do. If agriculture's in your heart, go for it, because you got to make yourself happy, and there's no better way to do that.